All right, guys, I wanted to give you a little bit of an update on the car situation. I don't have the new Mazda yet. They told me on Monday that they had found my car, and usually that means it's within our province. I thought, okay, it'll be shipped here in a couple days. We'll get this thing here and get it sorted out. It's not here. In fact, I actually got a call from Mazda today from the manager saying, oh, I heard from the sales guy that you weren't happy with the car and you decided not to purchase it and blah, blah. And I'm like, no, whoa, wait a minute. You got the wrong customer. I hope he didn't cancel my order. So that's the Mazda update. We don't have it yet, but I'm hoping tomorrow's Friday. I'm hoping we get it because Wynn came over this afternoon. He got back from his fishing trip and he wanted the truck. So he has to wait until I either get the Outlander back or get the new Mazda. So the update on the Outlander is it is parked across the street from Mitsubishi in their parking lot. I don't think anybody's looking at it or working on it. I've called 3 times in the last 2 days. Nobody's called me back. I left messages. I think I'm going to have to call Mitsubishi Canada and say, what is the next step? Because I at least need to know what they're trying to do to fix my car. And right now I have no information. The last information I got from them was on Monday, 4 days ago, saying, we don't know what's wrong with your car. And that's all they would tell me. So is somebody still working on it? Are they still looking at it? It is now 14 days that they've had the car since I brought it in this time. And 3 weeks ago, remember, they had it 6 days. So we're talking 20 days this month they've had my car. And nobody can tell me what's wrong with it. So that's the updates. Now I'm going to show you guys what I've been working on in prep for getting the new car and having 2 PHEVs plugged in the garage. Check this out. Wait. As I was just ending my spiel, this is the rental they gave us. It's an Eclipse Cross, and it's probably locked. Carrie just brought it back. But this is what we've been driving all week. Yeah, she locked it. I was going to show you guys the Eclipse Cross. This is the only car I've ever driven that decides when it wants to clean the windshield for you. It sprayed the windshield the other day. I didn't tell it to do it. It did it on its own, and I thought, that would annoy me. Using all the bug spray when I don't deem it necessary. Oh, and okay, so I think I've decided we can't do another Outlander. We just can't, right? We talked about that in the last video. The RAV4 2026 actually has a plug-in hybrid model now for the first time ever, and it's going to have a 100-kilometer range. They just announced it today. So guys, I think I know when I trade my Outlander in what I'm going to be getting. Just out in the garage, guys, getting ready for the new car. I had my neighbor, who is an electrician, come down and install a new NEMA plug for me that I bought on Amazon. $20 for a 50 amp plug. So the new car is going to do 240, 30 amp, but I thought, you know what, we might as well install the 50 because maybe we'll replace this old cable at some point when the Outlander gets traded in. We're going to want 2 fast charging cables because the original charger I have here only does 240/16. That will charge the Outlander in 2 hours, but it was going to take almost 5 hours to charge the new Mazda, even though they have relatively close battery sizes. So anyway, we've got a new plug for the new car. I just have to get it installed, and when I do, I'll show you guys. I'm kind of organizing how the cables are going to hang here as well, because with 2 of them, I'm afraid that the kids are going to unplug a car, and it'll be all tangled. They'll be dropping them on the floor, so I have a solution for that too. Okay, so there is the new charger. It's a Vivor, and you can actually choose. We've got 240 volt, 0 kilowatt, and we can change the amperage, I believe. Oh, it's changing right here in the top corner. It's showing 16, 32, and 24. Those are your choices. So the new car, we're going to leave it on 32. And right now, of course, it's not plugged into anything. It's not charging. But so I've just routed the cable behind. And then I've put a new little hanger right here so that we can hang the cables, one if not both, right here on there. And hopefully the kids won't be, tangling them up too bad, dropping them on the ground. I'll run the other one over there too. Actually, what I've decided to do is I'll mount this on the side of this table here. I've drilled one hole, And then we'll just put the second cable right on the edge of my workbench. Okay, and the second charger is just going to run right here and then hang off the edge of my workbench. So 2 charging cables separated. I figured if I separate them, then the kids can't tangle them up. And that's the way to go. Now I just have to clean up my mess. It's funny how a simple job like that can lead to all of these things that you're pulling out and working with. Because I'll show you guys, I keep everything. I have no idea what this metal piece right here, I have no idea what that was for or off of, but I thought it would make a great hanger for that cable. I'm thinking lawn tractor. Was that a hanger from the bottom of the lawn tractor? I don't know. It's now a charging cable hanger. Gary will repurpose anything given enough time. And in case I didn't mention it, guys, Vivor is the brand of the new charging unit. I got it from a Canadian outlet. Might even have been their website, actually. $207 plus tax was $230 for this charger, which is fantastic because it gives you the options to do, 16, 20, 32, whatever you want. Your display is right there. You just touch these buttons. You can actually set it up for timed charging as well, but I'm not going to bother doing that because the cars, you can set that up right in the cars. Comes with a 28-foot cable, so that's important to know as well. Also, we need to talk about price of charging in Ontario now. Things have changed since we first got the PHEV 7 years ago. So now we are on a fixed rate, which is 11.8 cents per kilowatt hour. So that's important because now I can charge my cars at any time and the rate is not going to change. But those of you that are on the time of day use where it cycles and it changes times, you can get a better deal. You can charge your car a lot cheaper when you charge it only at night. You're paying 2.5 cents a kilowatt hour instead of 12. Okay, so you're going to charge your entire car, 17 kilowatt hour battery, 17.8. So let's say 18 times 2. You're going to charge your car for 32 cents, right? And you're going to get 45 kilometers for 32 cents. At my rate of 11 cents, I'm paying $1.70, right? More than $1.70 to charge it to get that 45 kilometers. However, if you do the math for a typical vehicle using, let's say, 10 liters per 100 kilometers in regular fuel, to get that close to 50 kilometer range, which we're going to get out of the new car, you're therefore looking at $1.30 per liter times 10, $13, half of that $7 instead of $1.70 from the charger. We'll go over that in more detail, but it's always cheaper to use your electricity unless you're charging between 4 and 7 in the afternoon and you're on that variable rate plan. Then it's going to cost you $4 to charge these small car batteries right now. We're not even talking Teslas or anything like that. That's when you say, okay, if you're not on the anytime day of use fixed rate, then you don't want to charge your cars between 4 and 7. They're charging you 28 cents per kilowatt hour, which then you're starting to bump into gasoline territory. Not quite, but it's not worth it to charge during that time in the day. So be aware of that. So how do we calculate how fast we can charge this car with the charger that it came with versus what we installed today? Well, you simply have to take the voltage of the charger, multiply it by the amps of the charger. So in the case of the Mazda's charger, it's 120 volts, 15 amps. So you multiply 120 times 15 gives you 1800 watts or 1.8 kilowatts per hour. We know that the Mazda has a 17.8 kilowatt hour battery. I'm rounding it up to 18 in my head for simple math, but 17.8. So that means that our charger, which is only putting in 1.8 kilowatts per hour, is going to take roughly 9 hours to charge that car. Now, the new charger that we installed on the garage wall today is 240 volts. So right away, we're doubling the amount that goes in times 30 amps. Again, we doubled the amperage on this charger. So 240 times 30 equals, I'll put that number up right here, 7,200 or 7.2 kilowatt hours. That means we can charge this battery in 2.5 hours using the new charger. So it's worth it because sometimes I go to work and do all my running around in the morning, drop the kids off, do whatever, go to the office, come home for lunch, maybe a little extended lunch, 2.5 hours. Car is fully charged, and we've got another 45 kilometers or whatever we're going to get out of the Mazda. So it's totally worth it to spend the $230 on that charger and upgrade. The last calculation we need to do is just to take a look at how much are we saving by charging this car and using electricity for everyday driving versus putting in fuel. I don't have the exact numbers of what I'm going to get with the new Mazda. We just haven't driven it yet. But the online average says 9 liters per 100 kilometers is going to be used. So we'll just use that for our calculation. 9 liters times today's price is $1.30 per liter, means that for every 100 kilometers we drive, it would cost us $11.70 to drive that Mazda. Now, if we're charging it up and using just electricity, using our 11 cents per kilowatt hour, we're looking at like $1.70 to charge the car. So we're only going to get, up to 50 kilometers, so we have to double that. So you're looking at about $2.40, something like that, versus $11.70 if we use gas. So over the course of a tank of fuel, you're going to get 700 kilometers. So we have to times that savings by 7. So you're looking at $8 times 7. You're saving $56 every time you fill up the car. Doesn't seem like a lot, but over the course of a year, it works out to about $2,000. How do I get the $2,000 savings? Quite simple. $56 per tank saved, 1 tank of gas a week. That's just over $200 times 10 months is $2,000, $2,200 for the whole year. And that, it goes up and down with gas prices. And gas prices usually don't go down, guys. They usually only go one way, and that's up. So anywhere between $2,000 and $4,000 a year is saved by plugging in and using electricity.